Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude. Welcome back to the UBL. Week 2. Last week we had some difficulties with our genning and all that stuff. But this week we are here, week 2, 0-1, and we are -4. We are not the worst Sawsbucks team in the league. The Copenhagen Sawsbucks lost 0-5. So we build our castles on moral victories this week, guys. This week! Going up against a team of Tapu Fini, Cobalion, Landers Therian, Volcarona, Mega Absol, and Dragalge, and you know there's gonna be some problems when they're rocking a Volcarona, Mega Absol, and Dragalge offensive core. You gotta figure out ways around it. So my brings this week are Granbull, Vaporeon, Granbull, Vaporeon, Blacephalon, Ferrothorn, Weevil, and Tornadus Incarnate. We don't share Landers Thorns, it's Tornadus Incarnate. Now, I got some fun sets on these mons. I finally figured out what Pickpocket does, so no more problems with Weevil. I got Adrenaline Orb, Defiant Tornadus. I have a solid Assault Vest Granbull. I have a standard Special Defensive Vaporeon just for that Dragalge. I have a Trick Choice Scarf Blacephalon, just like last week, and I have a Support Ferrothorn. And I have an Offensive Weevil, Life Orb Offensive Weevil. So I got some surprises with Tornadus, but the rest of the stuff seems pretty, I wouldn't say standard, but, it's proven to work. I lead Granbull. He's going to go ahead and lead Tapu Fini, and not a big fan of this one at all. I kind of thought he was going to lead with his Lando, something like that, but he does not. He just leads straight Tapu Fini, so I got to try to figure out if I want to go into Vaporeon, if I want to go into Ferrothorn. I do end up choosing Ferrothorn because I want to save Vaporeon just for that Dragalge. He goes for Nature's Madness, kind of predicting that, and that's just straight half damage. You don't need to calc that. That is just half. Now I'm like, is he going to have taunt? Is he going to taunt me? He might taunt me. I'm going to go back on Granbull. I want to see what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to go for a Skull, but I want to see what he's going to do. He can't even burn me because of the terrain. So he does have taunt, so I've seen Nature's Madness. I've seen taunt. I've done no damage to him at all. He goes once again for Nature's Madness. That's okay. Granbull's here for kind of one per... Oh, and then he fucking missed... Oh, my God. Another Nature. I don't even know what his set is because I missed Play Rough, and I do go over Play Rough, but I wasn't too... That does a lot of damage. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the reason why I wasn't too concerned about Granbull getting this kind of damage off is that Granbull can live any hit from Mega Absol at that range still. Any hit. Doesn't matter what move it is. It's physically offensive, so that's fine. He goes for a Moonblast. I'm at that range where Moonblast take me out, but I was kind of okay with that. So Granbull is there for one reason, and I wasn't too happy with the damage I got on it, but I also know they can live it, so you take the good with the bad. I'm going to get taunted, and I'm going to predict that and just go right for a Power Whip, and that does a lot of damage. Now here I'm faced with a decision if I want to go for another Power Whip, if I want to go for a Gyro Ball, if I want to try to double out on a switch, but I feel like he's going to switch out Tapu Fini. It's just a matter of what he's going to go into. He does switch out Tapu Fini, and he goes into Dragalge, and I'm going to do it for a Gyro Ball. So it was a good switch on his part. That does so much damage. I'm so thrilled about that. I realized he can't really do a lot to me, but I do also have Vaporeon for this one reason. This was a thing that I thought about a lot. Going to Vaporeon, max special defense. He goes for Focus Blast, as he can't risk going for a Poison type move, and that does 47 damage. And then after leftovers, it does 33 damage. Yeah, just 33. I go for an Ice Beam, and that does a solid amount. I'm very happy with that. He goes, he's moving Sludge Wave, and this is an exchange that I'm going to win, right? That only does, after leftovers, about 70 damage. I have Wish support. He might have Protect, but I have Wish and Protect. So this is going to be an exchange that I'm going to win, and this Dragalge dying is a, let's see if that predicted the Wish. I would do the crotch chop. I'm not wearing any pants right now. Straight boxers, son! I don't want the video to get blocked either, so... So it's an exchange that I'll win, and now he's kind of forced to switch. I'm also deciding if I want to double out into something. But I figure, you know what? He's probably going to go back into this Tapu Fini on the off chance that he predicts me to predict that, and he stays in. I just need to go for an Ice Beam because of just the sheer threat that Dragalge was. And I'm not too really concerned about this thing offensively. This thing being Tapu Fini. But I go into Ferrothorn, and he's going to go for Nature's Madness. That's doing half of what I've left. But again... Gotta make sure that Vaporeon stays around with a lot of HP. One for the Wish, first and foremost, but I would say one B is the Wish. 1A is for switching to Dragalge instead of take Dragalge. So goes into Volcarona, and this thing can be a prop that does so much damage. Oh my God! But here, is he gonna go for Fire Dance? Is he gonna go for a Quiver Dance? So let's go to Blacephalon. Something you wouldn't think is a switch into anything is Blacephalon, but this is my switch into Volcarona because I'm a maniac. And I can threaten you out immediately. I have Flamethrower. You're at a point now where a lot of things don't want to take a Flamethrower. Except for, of course, Tapu Fini. But I do go for Flamethrower on Tapu Fini. I am Scarfed as well. And that, oh, he's almost dead. He's almost dead. But the mist is gone, and Blacephalon is just going to keep firing off Flamethrowers. Tapu Fini goes down. Blacephalon knocked off the kill. Up 6-5. We don't have a good history of being up 6-5. In fact, as soon as I went up 6-5, I just got something flew in my eyeball. So, goes into Absol, and Sucker Punch. There's few more obvious plays that have been made in Pokemon history that are Sucker Punch at this juncture. So go to Gramble, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I have no problem going to Gramble to get the Intimidate off, and at that, if the Intimidate, if I get the Intimidate off here, he can't kill me with anything. And he does go for Sucker Punch, and Gramble now immediately threatens him out. So he is forced to switch, goes into Golden Boy. That is going to be his Lando T. So the Intimidate is fine. I go over Close Combat, and that does, wow. So there's a chance that he's still Fly MZ, right? I didn't see Leftovers Recovery. That did not a lot of damage. It's possible he's Scarfed with some bulk, right? It's also possible he's still Fly MZ. So I'm going to go with a Ferrothorn. I'm going to see, and that's a crit for 30 after Leftovers. Not a lot of damage at all. But now he's going to go into Golden Boy. Or so we got to go back into Ferrothorn we did before. This is going to be a lot of damage from if I use Gyro Ball. I did not use Gyro Ball. I go for a Power Whip, which is fine. What the fuck is that shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? So I've missed a Play Rough, and then I've got burned from Flame Body? Are you, if I just went for fucking Gyro Ball. But this is my switch in again because I'm an absolute maniac. One more time, living that hit. He's going to get a special attack raise. Does not make a difference. He cannot outspeed Blacephalon. He's going to find out the hard way. Blacephalon with another kill. That Disco Clown. So I've taken out Volcarona, which is fine. Ferrothorn has now been reduced to nothing more than switching fodder. But now, go to Mega Absol, and I take the risk. This is a calculate. I'm like, you know what? If he doesn't go for Sucker Punch, I just straight win. And click a Flamethrower. I don't really need Blacephalon anymore. If he goes just for not Sucker Punch, I just win. He might predict me to switch and get a jump and go for a Swords Dance. He couldn't. It'd be a hell of a risk, but either way. So he goes into Golden Boy, and now I realize that I have a win condition of that Defiant, Adrenaline Orb, Landorus, Therian. I just need to figure out exactly what kind of Lando this is. So I just double out. I want to see what he's going to go with. I go back into Ferrothorn kind of as fodder, and if he's Scarfed, to see what he's going to lock himself into. If he's Fly MZ, if he's going to go for it right there in the Lando. Wanted to see what exactly the maneuver he was going to make was. I'm burned, so who gives a fuck, right? The switch out once again would lead me to believe, he could be Scarfed, but I need to make sure that the situation arises where it'll work out in my favor. Everything is at low enough range now where I have a bulk up, Defiant, Adrenaline Orb, Tornadus. So I need to come in I need to make sure that he switches in Landorus to that Tornadus. So I got to set up how it's going to happen. Iron Barbs, get some damage, great, nice stuff, right? So going to Vaporeon. He's still got that Trigology. I am getting a phone call that I'm going to go and hang up right now. He's still getting, all the time, I haven't gotten a phone call in probably 3 days. Let's go sit down and do this phone call. So, I need to make sure that Trigology and Vaporeon have their exchange, right? I got Vaporeon's here for a reason. And I'm going to be able to take pretty much anything. Now, the downside is that now that Ferrothorn's gone, he can just fire off those Poison-type moves pretty freely. He does go for Protect here, which I wish this part I could just kind of shuffle through, right? But he does go for a Protect. But again, I gotta set up that environment where I can win Tornadus because that is my win condition. And Tornadus is the one thing that can guarantee me to live an outspeed after the Adrenaline Orb boost and Absol, since my Blacephalon's gone and my Ferrothorn's gone. Now here, I thought he might have gone for Protect again, and I kind of got a little creative, but, just fire out the Ice Beam, Trigology's down, and now the environment is set up as to where I can do this. Goes into Mega Absol, and this is a lot, right? That is a lot of damage. That's a lot. In fact, it's almost all of it. I just go for a Wish, because I want to try to get something in safely, or even Protect off and get Vaporeon. Alright, but I go to Gramble. There's a surefire way to beat Absol, and I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. After the -1, it's just easy, right? Knock off, doesn't make a difference. Gonna live at 10. Sawsbucks gone. I don't need it. I get a lot of HP back of Granbull. So my defense against Absol has gotten better because I don't really need Vaporeon anymore. Right? I don't need Vaporeon as much. Gauge is gone, but I need to focus more on Granbull. So I want to make sure Granbull had enough HP in case this Tornadus plan goes south to take it. That is a lot to take on the, the Absol. So now the plan's in motion, right? You're going to go for Earthquake. And now the first time all game, I'm going to see Weevil. And this is going to be a very important juncture. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video once we go into Weevil. This is going to be a very important juncture at this stage of the game. So right now, I'm still not sure if he's just saving that Fly MZ. Okay, I'm not sure if he's got Fly MZ, he's ready to unleash it on a Tornadus, something like that. Because I feel like if he knows I have Tornadus, he would not just go for an Earthquake if he was Scarf. So I go into Weevil. This is my thought process. If I go into Weevil and he outspeeds me, then he is Scarfed, locked into Earthquake, and I can go into Tornadus and get a bulk up off as I get my plan in motion. If I outspeed him and kill him, great. I can just start firing up Ice Shards and, or I don't have Ice Shards, right. I can just keep Icicle Crashing and then kind of double back into Granbull as he goes into a combination of Absol or Cobalion and then slowly wither them down with just the Intimidate boost and Weevil being an outspeed Lando. So, this is a big play. This is more of a thought kind of a learning moment here. As he goes into, as he does Earthquake and outspeed me, which means that my plan is set up, and I'm going to tell you exactly what my plan was in case the video doesn't go right. So we go into Tornadus. Now again, we are Defiant Orb, or Adrenaline Orb, Defiant, Bulk Up, Tornadus. So that means, now that I know he's locked in, when I sent in Tornadus, my thought process was, okay, he's Scarfed. I'm going to bulk up on the switch as he goes probably into Cobalion because Cobalion has Volt Switch. So he's going to want to go into Cobalion, and on the off chance I don't hit him with an attack move, he's not going to risk Absol. So I'm going to bulk up on the switch into Cobalion. Cobalion, then seeing that I have bulked up and I'm a physical Tornadus, is going to Volt Switch back into Lando to try and get the Intimidate boost. And then when try to get the Intimidate proc to lower my attack, so then I'm only at +1 defense. And then when he goes back into Landers, that Intimidate is going to pop my Defiant or my Adrenaline Orb, giving me +1 speed. And then my Defiant is going to go, giving me +2 attack. So after the bulk up, I'm going to have +3 attack, +1 defense, +1 speed because of the Adrenaline Orb and the Defiant. So that is my strategy here. Let's roll the dice, baby. He's going to go ahead and switch out, and he is going to go into Mustang. That is his Cobalion, and then the bulk up. There it is. We're at +1 attack, +1 defense. In comes the Volt Switch, which has to happen. After the Volt Switch and a Sucker Punch, I can live for Mega Absol, anything for Mega Absol. Or after the bulk up, I can live anything for Mega Absol. The Intimidate hits. Guess what? Not today, Junior! Adrenaline Orb, Defiant, and this is what we trained for. This is what we trained for. Tornadus taking out his first victim. He goes into Cobalion. He has no fucking idea. Acrobatics after the Defiant Orb goes away. He has no fucking idea. Finally, into Absol. He needs to go for Sucker Punch here. Now I could have gone for bulk up to getting risky, but no choice, no chance, no problem. Acrobatics. The crit for the win, didn't even need it! That has been another episode of the UBL Week 2. We won, baby! 1-1. You guys enjoyed the video? Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see each and every one of you all next time. Good night.